And as Europe battles a deadly heat waves, questions are being raised over whether the continent has done enough to prepare for the growing impact of climate change. And here's a special report. Take a look.
Has Europe failed to prepare for climate change? It was one of the first major economies to set a legally binding target to reach net zero emissions by 2050. But this year's heat waves exposed gaps in readiness. Long accustomed to a relatively gentle climate, Europe was slower to focus on adapting to extreme heat. In recent weeks, power supplies faltered, outdoor work was banned in some areas, and trains were cancelled. The economic impact, once called a tragedy of the horizon, is now immediate. Southern countries reliant on outdoor work and tourism have long faced the brunt. Now heat is hitting factories and offices in the cooler north, cutting productivity. Germany estimates a single day of extreme heat costs its economy around $465 million. Yet the Federal Environment Agency says only about half of German offices have air conditioning. While Brussels sets the broader climate agenda, adapting to heat and extreme weather is mainly the job of national and regional authorities. Geraldine Danny-Nedlich is from the German Institute for Economic Research, DIW.
Adaptation runs largely reactively via emergency spending after heat waves rather than through long-term finance structural adaptation. What is missing is this forward-looking investment in heat-resilient capital stock.
Some fixes are relatively simple. Reflective window film can cut indoor temperatures by 10 degrees Celsius and can help when heritage law prevents other changes. Irene Zeman, who leads business adaptation in North Rhine-Westphalia, sees some momentum.
We can really tell that the understanding this changing climate is impacting my business. Germany has a bit of a, let's say, backlog, or they're talking about soccer, they're 0-1 behind. Because for now, it has not been that much of an issue, but having a heat wave and consecutive days of hot temperature and that heat dome effect, that is new. None of our assets, none of our buildings or infrastructure, electricity networks or machines, they're not prepared for that kind of heat that cannot be reduced during night.
Many solutions demand deeper change, reworking shifts to cooler hours, redesigning workplaces, and rethinking transport and urban spaces. There's no one-size-fits-all, with the EU Climate Commissioner saying, quote, "There's no point saying from Brussels how the Greeks or Spaniards need to battle wildfires." From 2021 to 2025, 72% of EU climate spending went to mitigation and 18% to adaptation. Still, measures introduced since the deadly 2003 heatwave, heat health plans, early warnings, outreach to vulnerable people have worked. The World Health Organization estimated Europe's heat-related deaths today would be about 80% higher without them.